Hello everyone, welcome to Chaz's channel. I'm Chaz. We're down here once again in my dungeon, switching it up a little bit though. I'm sitting in my recliner where I normally sit and play my video games, read my books, so on and so forth. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about RetroGameCon 2016, specifically all the cool stuff that I picked up at this year's event. Much larger event than last year, spanning 2 days as opposed to one like last year. I was very, very happy to go to this event. Saw a lot of cool things, did a lot of cool stuff. Played some free games that were set up in the free play area with the Raspberry Pis. Saw the Gaming Historian, saw Pat the NES Punk, lots of cool stuff, really, really a lot of fun. Much bigger and better than last year. Very, very glad I went. But I'll have a video in the near future showing some of the video I took on the floor, going over some of the really cool displays and vendors that were there. So stick around for that, but first, let's get in to see the cool stuff I got. All right, so let's dive right on in. First thing I'm gonna show you is this Donkey Kong tabletop mini arcade cabinet. The vendor who I got this from actually gave me a great deal on a lot of items. I bought the most from him, and I'll show you everything I got. But I'm very happy to pick this up when I saw it. He gave me a fantastic deal. I've always wanted one. I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing this and putting it in my collection. All right, next. Now I like little oddities and things. Not that this is so much an oddity, but I got PlayStation DVD remote, PlayStation 2, all these discs, these setup discs, and an iToy for the PlayStation 2, which I did not know they had. I am very curious to see what games actually use this thing. All right, next, I got some Tiger Electronics. I got Skeet Shoot and Karnov. I always like Karnov for the NES, and Skeet Shoot, this actually interested me, this little dial here. Controls the guy when he shoots. All right, moving on. Manuals. I love grabbing manuals at a good price and all stuff I needed. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Simon's Quest, whoops, Mega Man 6. When I saw this one, my eyes lit up. A lot of good prices. A lot of my games are now complete. And some of these, like this Atari catalog, I throw into my Atari games. I've seen this before, but I never actually owned it. And for $2 in the box, I could not resist. Turbo Touch 360. I've never seen this thing in action. I don't know if it works. There is no directional pad. It's just supposed to be moving your thumb. I can't see this working, but it'll be interesting to try. All right, now I'm a big Silent Hill fan. Not so much of the later games, but I had this one a long time ago, and I'm glad to have it back in my collection, the Silent Hill Experience. It's a graphic, interactive digital novel, whatever the hell you want to call it. But it's a lot of fun. You can unlock new things. Very, very good to have. I'm glad to see that again. All right, got some PlayStation games here. Xevious 3D. I really like these 2.5 shooters similar to R-Type. I'm looking forward to playing this. Resident Evil 3. One thing I love looking for at these events are bargain bins filled with controllers, magazines, game guides, and that's exactly what I did, is found, a ton of game guides. I have always loved picking up the Bradley games or the Primus game guides. I liked having in my collection. I like zipping through a game and then going back, reading through the manual and seeing if there's anything that I missed or anything else I can pick up. I just like having these in my collection and adding to my library. Now these are probably some of the greatest things that I picked up for me personally. And those are Pinball and Gyromite. Now you might be saying to yourself, why Pinball and Gyromite? Well, the reason being is these games actually have converters in them. Most people know about the NES converters, and game stores will try to find these games and open them up and charge an exorbitant amount. In fact, a few of the vendors actually had them on display in bubble wrap with the game open, showing you that there's a converter inside. If you like finding these games, never ever assume that the vendor or the game store knows about every game that has a converter. Always check, always look. That's what I do. I have found numerous games with converters in them for always double checking. I got a Miss Pac-Man for the 7800. The thing I love about Atari games is that you can find these cheap still. There's so many of them. You can get them box complete for only a few dollars. For the 2600, 52, 7800, always only get these for a couple of dollars. You can find them everywhere. Now this is a series I plan on doing later on, games that I've learned to love, and this is one of them, Metal Mech. This game was unbelievably hard when you're an 11, 12-year-old boy trying to figure out how to play this game with no box, no manual, no nothing. It took me years to beat this game, but when I finally did, it was worth it. This game I have for the GameCube, but I've never got a chance to play. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I played it for 5 minutes. I really didn't care for it. I was used to the top-down bird's eye view, but This is a favorite in the series, right up there with Majora's Mask, and I think I should give it another try. Picked up again Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Big fan of the Kingdom Hearts series. Glad to have that back in my collection. Also got a box with the instructions, Legends of Zelda, Link to the Past, and the Four Swords. I am a huge Mega Man fan. Always have been, always will. Plan on doing another video in the future. Been there for the highs and lows. I got a lot of opinions on Mega Man, and believe me, I will get to that. But I did pick up and put back in my collection Mega Man X7. Definitely not the best game in the series. In fact, probably the worst in my opinion. But this game, I'm glad to have back. Going back to Kingdom Hearts, I do have a copy of the seal just because I love the game so much, not for any extra value, just because I strictly love the game. I'm not a big proponent of sealed games unless you personally want it. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 2. The great thing about the Kingdom Hearts series is that with all the HD remakes and everything, that you can really find these games inexpensively. All of them. Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 365 Days, everything. And you can get them at a good price. And if you really like the game like I do, you can keep them in your collection. Moving on to the Super Nintendo, I picked up Alien vs. Predator. Pretty good beat 'em up game, not the best. It's one of those games where if you start getting hit, you're out of luck. You have to use your special move, but still it's a fun game. Nothing like the arcade game, but still fun to begin with. All right, now moving on to some of the, shall I say, a little rarer stuff, or some things that I'm really super happy. I'm happy I picked up this stuff. Now I'm even happier I got this stuff. First thing I'll show you is the stuff that I got from that one vendor who sold me the Donkey Kong arcade cabinet. I was able to get a plethora of stuff. Mega Man Legends 2. Mystery Quest, a game I loved as a kid. This he gave me for free. Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I picked this up because I've never seen this 2-in-1 combo game. I have seen 2-in-1 games, but never this one. Ooh, this one's a crown jewel to add to my collection. Marvel Superheroes. And you can see in the background, I got the arcade cabinet in the back and I swap out the CPS2 boards. Again, I'll get in a video about that too later, but I'm very happy to have this back in my collection. Got a very good price for all this stuff. And lastly, what I got from him, I'm a big fan of the 3DO. I got this 3DO controller in the box, practically mint. All right, now it's time to get even down and dirtier. This game I picked up, always interested in me, wanted to play it. Master Chu and the Drunkard Hugh. Really looking forward to playing this game. Not in the best condition, but still good enough for the price I got it at. Now, as you know, if you watch my videos, I do make reproductions. I haven't made any videos yet or shown the ones that I have, and I do apologize. I plan on having one in the future, but I'm always looking for repros at a good price, especially ones that are boxed with the manuals and maps, things that I can't do, and I'm very happy to pick these up. This is a game that I planned on playing sooner or later, Final Fantasy VII for the NES. Now, I did plan on actually replaying this on the PlayStation because it's been so long, so maybe I'll do that first and then play the NES so it's fresh in my mind and I can see the comparison. Another game that's everyone's favorite, I do have it, Chrono Trigger, but I don't have Chrono Trigger Crimson Echoes. This is another great game. It's supposed to be a favorite in the series. From what I understand, there's 3 reproductions, different styles of Chrono Trigger, and this is supposed to be the best one out of the bunch. Really looking forward to playing this. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is really cool. He's actually done a really good job on this. He's been promoting it left and right. If you are a fan of Pat the NES Punk and listen to his podcast, The Completely Unnecessary Podcast, then you know that he has a guide. Oh, thing is heavy. The Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library. This is a fantastically done book. I got a chance to look through it a little bit. There's a lot of color pages, a lot of reviews for every game. There's extras in here that talk about stories about Nintendo, some of the lawsuits. It has PAL exclusive games in here. It also has HEB exclusives, which I've never heard of these ones before. It's a fantastic book. He did a fantastic job, Pat. You really did a wonderful job. And the cool thing about this is he signed it as well. Pat's also a big fan of Golgo 13, if you know anything about him. And I happen to have the Maffat Conspiracy, and he was nice enough to sign this for me as well. So there you have it. Stay tuned. I'm going to have a video of some of the floor footage that I took. A lot of cool things, a lot of free play areas. DJ Silence was there playing music, so was Samus. A lot of good stuff. It was a lot of fun. I cannot wait till next year. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. It can be insulting. I really don't care. I laugh at them half the time anyway. Mostly it's my friends just screwing off. But either way, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I can't use that one. All right, let it rip.